Greetings, YouTubers. This old sword back with another review. Kind of a comparison today, really. A couple of recently acquired Karambit Style blades. Different but the same. I'm calling this the straight Karambit comparison. There are more out there, but these two are not your typical curved or hooked or claw-like Karambit style knives. They have rings. Each is uniquely different in that one is a sheath knife, a fixed blade. The other is a folder. And so what we have here for comparison is a recently acquired Tops poker, unusual blade, kind of a cross between a utility Warncliffe and a Karambit. There's some background story on that as well. It was designed by, I believe, the general manager of Tops Knives, and a relatively new guy on the block with Tops. Decided he'd try his hand at designing some blades and came up with this one that they call the poker. I guess that's an apt name for a knife. Either that or you carry it while you're playing the game. And we have sustained a little injury on this hand at the point of the Mako here. There are ways to open it using the Frank Bram feature and ways not to, or Bram Frank rather, and ways not to. We'll talk about the opening feature in a minute. But we have two rather similar knives, except for blade shape. But the main idea here being that these are a straight ahead, straight down style of Karambit. Both have good grip in the hand. As you can see. And both have a straight ahead point that allows them to be used in the blade arts for a straight thrusting sort of a knife. Again, one's a fixed blade and one's a folder. If you're familiar with the Bastinelli Mako on the top, you'll know that Bastion does a great job with so many different knives and styles, and they're all very well adapted to use, primarily combat, tactical use. But in this case, he made a Karambit that, if held in the point forward position, is an excellent little utility knife, almost like a paring knife. Can be used for a lot of different chores. Reverse the position, and you have your Karambit style with cutting motion forward, stabbing, pulling motion in, and I can attest to the fact from that cut on my hand that it'll cut you quick and it'll cut you deep, especially if you don't know quite what you're doing yet using that opening system. Can be used very simply, like a thumb stud, but will also wave open right here. Can also be flicked open, but be careful, because if you keep your hand there and draw it out into the wrong position, it's going to bite you. So it takes a little getting used to. Not quite a thumb stud, not quite a wave opener. I'd say the safest way to open it is out of your pocket. Opens quick, opens fast, opens positive. The poker, on the other hand, also lends itself to utility. Kind of like a little, you could use that, kind of a kiradashi look to it, right? That can be used for cutting chores. Or Marshall blade positions. Nice place for your thumb. Nice long ramp there. Has kind of an unusual snub nose kind of a point. It's a point for sure. But that little dip down here gives you a little less of an acute point in this direction. Actually, its point, you can see the shine of the light there on the grind. I mean, that's the point, right? That's not so much the point, but having tried it on cardboard and some other targets, penetrates just fine. The Bastinelli, it penetrates really well and has an acute point. Upswept, but if you look at the general design of the knife, it is in a straight line if you're holding it this way. Straight line that way, and straight line that way. Both are 3mm blade stock. Lengthwise, we have an overall length of the tops poker at just shy of 7 inches. They're not large knives. Got an overall on the Bastinelli of 7 1/4, so a little longer. As I said, 3mm blade stock. With the poker, you've got a nice Kydex sheath set up with their synthetic strap, looks like leather, for a horizontal ride, but you can undo this strap and you can rotate that strap. You got to loosen it a little bit so that it'll come up, and you can wear it appendix carry, you can wear it kidney carry, hollow of the back, what have you. A little bit of a size comparison here, quick. There is my full-size Benchmade Freak. And there's the tops. And there's the Bastinelli. So it's closest in size to the Bastinelli, but still a good inch short. As I say, small pocketable knives. The Mako is have to give credit where credit is due, is a Dagmar Haida and Bastinelli design collaboration. It is sporting FRN handles, nothing really exotic in the way of handles. It is a N690 CO steel. It's made by Fox Knives of Italy. That's their go-to steel for most of their different collaborations in their own knives as well. We have a 1095 steel here, I believe, from Tops, and that's their acid rain finish, kind of a gray finish. I like it better than their heavy crinkle finish that they normally put on their larger knives. And I also like the fact that they're using a little thinner stock on this. They can get kind of out there with their 1/4 inch stock on knives this size. I think unless you're going to put a pipe over it and pry something, there's really no need for 1/4 inch stock on knives this size. You know, save it for the Bowies and the large knives. So that's just a quick comparison, and for those of you out there interested in Karambits and do martial blade technique, you're collie enthusiasts and so forth, you may be interested. And if you don't have one of these already, maybe it's worth looking into them. So this is This Old Sword. Make sure you like and you subscribe. Hope to see more of you folks out there, and we'll be having more presentations for you. Newer stuff, older stuff, oddball stuff. That's what I like. Be well.